Alright, what's up? I'm Aaron, and welcome to Boardscape. Today I'm going to be going over Dreadful Realms, Caverns of the Wise Minister. This is a new dark fantasy setting guide and an adventure path for levels 1 through 11 that follow the 5th edition rules. This is a campaign that has destroyed its pledge goal so far, making almost a times of 10. It will definitely surpass that by the time this campaign is over, with 12 days to go. There have already been over 450 backers, and I am not surprised that it has done so with the amount of talent behind this project. X-Stasis Games is filled with people who have worked in this industry and won awards, done major tabletop RPGs in the past. They have come together to conglomerate and create Dreadful Realms. X-Stasis Games is owned by Kat Evans and Liz Gist. Both were Annie-nominated creators. Now, if you don't know what an Annie nomination is, those are Gen Con exclusive nominations and awards given out by the audience. So the audience thought that these people were good enough to receive an award for their creations. They have worked on things such as Vampire, the Masquerade, Mage, the Ascension, Age of Sigmar Soulbound, Trophy Gold, Uncaged, Ravenloft, and more. You can check them out more here. Here's some of their info. But the talent behind Dreadful Realms is astronomical, so it's no surprise to me that it has done so well so far. Now, I'm personally a sucker for the dark fantasy vibes, those that step out of the realm of regular fantasy, putting more than just a dark feeling over it, more than just a little bit of dread, but changing up entire settings. Kingdom Death is one of my favorite games of all times. I love Dark Souls. I love just this dark fantasy setting, and Caverns of the Wise Minister 100% delivers on that. In Caverns of the Wise Minister, you are almost stuck in the middle of this city called Sepulcher. It says here, your descendants are those plucked from the homes on the surface, and you're trying to forge a new life in the darkness of the underworld. If you're clever, quick, and fortunate, you may live long enough and find your niche. You might even learn how you got here. Maybe you'll even set things right. So this city of Sepulcher is almost a purgatory of types. It is a realm, a city where those plucked from the surface, those who have died, are stuck between that life and the realm of the dead. And that right there, that idea provides just so many different ways that you can run a campaign. I'm going to give you some of my ideas in a little bit. But as we look here, we see that it is over 40,000 word setting guide. There are 5 new playable races, 4 subclasses, 5 new backgrounds, as well as everything else that you would anticipate in something like this, such as new monsters, spells, magic items, equipment, everything that you need to make a setting complete. Now, one thing about this Kickstarter that I do wish is that they would have actually gone a little deeper into the new playable races and subclasses to give us an idea of what these might look like. But as far as I know, as far as I've looked at it, I've not actually seen what those are. I understand that there's this weird tension between putting them out there for the world, where then people can just sort of take them and throw them into their campaign without paying for the product, as well as just giving an idea of what they are. That's what I wanted. Give me the names of these playable races. Give me an idea of what these subclasses will do, but they don't. So maybe they're not concluded yet. Maybe they're still testing. I don't know. But as far as Kickstarters go, I do wish that we would have had a little more info there. Now this is the setting guide, Caverns of the Wise Minister, and this over here is the level 1 through 11 adventure path. If you look close, I think that it says levels 1 through 10. I can't really tell, but it looks like they might have changed that. It's called Spice of Lies. A brief history of the life and death of Sepulcher. Here is a history of what's going on, and I'm going to read this really fast. Once upon a time, there stood an elven city called Silverholm, and an aboleth and a deity vied for power over it. The god Imperia struck down the aboleth, and in revenge, it drowned her favorite city. The survivors set out for the underworld to beg for mercy from the god of death and reclaim the souls of their beloved dead. They never reached death's domain. Instead, they fell under the influence of the being called the Wise Minister, the same vengeful aboleth who had destroyed their home. They built a city in its domain, and it delights in keeping them deep below the earth, tormenting the god they have long forgotten. But that isn't true vengeance. That can only come when Imperia is dead. She stole the Wise Minister's city, and it has nursed the grudge for millennia. Trapped between life and death, pawns in the games of gods and monsters, thousands of creatures eke out a living in the dark. Those in power know it was not always thus, but it serves their interest to have it remain so. Right there, in those 4 paragraphs, I can come up with 3 or 4 different ideas for different directions that a campaign can go down. Are we going to be a campaign that is trying to rescue this city from the guise of the Wise Minister? Are we going to join the White Minister and try to finally kill Imperia? Treat the Wise Minister as our god, our savior, even, and Imperia as the enemy? Are we going to not want to play the game of gods and monsters and just try to escape the city, escape this world that we are living in? Maybe we are recently plucked from the earth, recently dead ourselves, and are trying to make our way back to the surface to see our family and our friends and our loved ones. So many ideas and directions that a campaign like this can go. As we see here, moods and the theme is going to obviously play a major part. Sepulcher is a city that we see is built on grudges and lies. There's vengeance all over the place. We see that power corrupts. We have the elves that have bared a curse as the cave elves gained power from the Wise Minister. They have gained the ability, I think we can see, this is what one of the cave elves looks like. We can see that they have no need for their eyes anymore, as they have almost bat-like senses that have taken over, and most likely use echolocation now. So are we going to trade in some of our own obedience to the Wise Minister for some of these upgrades? Or will we try to stop those who have already done so? This is probably what I find to be one of the most interesting parts of this campaign, is that we are all connected. The Wise Minister's telepathy, the Cave Elves' reverie, the Nyx's psychic records encoded in coral, and the collective wisdom of the Oozit. Connections and the community of a shared psychic space are a solace in a dark place. Those connections create in-groups and out-groups, and suspicion between different factions. Now, I'm not sure exactly how this is going to play out, but it really makes me wonder if certain areas are connected, certain peoples are connected, then if I kidnap a cave elf and start torturing them, will the other cave elves be able to know where I am? Does the Wise Minister's telepathy encompass the entire realm in which we are trapped, the whole city of Sepulcher, where he knows every little thing that is going on? If that's the case, then how are we, as a team, as an adventuring party, going to overcome that in order to take him down? Maybe it's only those that have given him his obedience that he has telepathy with. Who knows? And then, of course, it lets us know that this entire world is built upon lies. There are people who are searching out the truth, as well as hundreds and thousands of those who know that their old lives are gone and are happy with where they are now. They have this inkling, this feeling that not everything is correct, not everything is as we say it is, but nobody wants those illusions pierced. Therefore, as we start to unravel what is actually happening in this world, how will the citizens react? How will those in power react when we start to take them down? How will those who are lowly forces in this world, who are almost outcasts, react when they realize that everything that they are outcasts from is built upon lies? And then, of course, this is a realm filled with grief, filled with sorrow every day, as newcomers from the surface are constantly coming here, wishing that they would die as they have been ripped from their loved ones and placed into this world. Grief and sorrow and suffering will play a major part in the setting of the Dreadful Realms. Now they give some preview that we can take a look at. I'm not going to take an in-depth look at these pages, but feel free to come to the Kickstarter and take a look to see a little bit of details on the city of Sepulcher, the Alabaster Forest. Now, one thing that this does provide is a level 0 adventure. It is free. You can run it in your campaign now to see if it is something that your group would like. And if so, then maybe then you can back this. Now they have unlocked a whole bunch of rewards and add-ons, and we're going to take a quick look at those, and then at the end, I'm going to take a look at the level 0 adventure path. So when we look over here at the pledge levels, we can see that if we want the digital PDF of just the setting guide, which delivery is about May of this year, that's not bad, just a couple months away, it'll cost about $16, which personally, I am a fan of PDFs. I would rather have something that I can place on an iPad and a book that is going to take up space. But again, that's my own personal preference. So $16 for the PDF of the setting guide. If you want the softcover print of the setting guide, it'll cost about $27. If you want both the PDF of the setting guide and the PDF of the adventure path, it'll be about $36. Not bad. And then if you want the combined print and PDF, it'll cost about $40. If you want the soft cover of both the setting guide and the adventure path, it'll be about $58. That's more than I'm willing to pay for something like this right now. But again, I will be sticking with the PDFs because that's what I prefer. They have all these add-ons that you can get. If you want the limited edition cover, which really does look cool, I think that looks a lot better than this up here. That, again, is going to be about $85. They have other add-ons, soundtracks, pins, STL files. I do like the dice. If I'm getting the dice, then I would get the bag. I'm somebody that I use the same dice as I have for a long time. I'm not a dice person. And they have unlocked quite a few stretch goals, including improved maps, the adventure path, limited edition book that you can purchase, more art that can go into the setting guide and the adventure path, lots of art. I really like this one, higher pay for writers. I think that is an amazing stretch goal, as writers and those putting their time and effort into a product like this often are not making all that much money, especially from a Kickstarter like this. So I like that they have that as a stretch goal, something that we, as a community, can reach out for and help with. As we reach that 15,000, I think that's euro, 15,000 euro, then they will be able to take a little bit more money for themselves and all the hard work that they have done. We've also unlocked the 30-minute soundtrack. It looks like they are done with their unlocks, which is okay. I mean, there's not too much that you can add to something like this, and they've added improved maps, lots of art, they've added the adventure path, and they're paying themselves more. I think that's fair. So, we have all sorts of things down here. If you want to know more about those who are in charge of this product, Kat, Liz, Alex, all these people, then you can come here, see what they have actually worked on before, see who they are, and how, together as a team, they have been able to make this amazing product. The Level 0 adventure path, the free adventure, Dreadful Realms, Caverns of the Wise Minister, is called Stone Cold. And I do like this adventure path. I think that it is pretty cool. I think that it works for a setup into this world. They have some basic layouts that you need in order to understand this world, the currency, language, calendar, what death looks like, all these different things onto the campaign. In this campaign, or a small adventure, you basically can pick from 6 pre-generated characters, which here at the end, these pre-generated characters are the craft person, the human craft person, human acolyte, the Riftside Goblin apprentice engineer, the Nyx hunter, the rootless explorer, and the cave elf professional singer. As an aside, these character sheets look cool. I don't really know how practical they are. I like the layout, I think. But again, after using it for a bit and sticking a whole bunch of stuff right here in the middle like this, I'm not really sure how practical it is, as much as just trying to look cool. For a level 0 printout, it'll work fine. But if you're getting higher and higher, more and more spells, I'm not sure that this will actually work, and you might need to revert back to a basic player or character sheet that you have used in the past. The basics of this adventure are that your adventuring party are players in a festival. Those who are about to enter adulthood and are going to be given their tasks. Everybody in this world has to be able to contribute somehow. And the leader of this area, the Rest District, is going to be showing you or telling you where it is that you will be serving the rest of your life. What skills have they seen in you that can be pulled out to help the Rest District. So they have a whole festival going on. It's a whole celebration. Crafting tables, swimming races, the philosophical salon where you can have debates, the Hall of Knowledge, all these different things that you can throw in at the beginning to sort of build up the Rest District and show some of these citizens and where these characters are from. And in the middle of this, you realize that one of your friends has gone missing. There are always rumors of these stone dwarfs. And it turns out that one of them has taken your friend. Your small adventure is trying to figure out why and where. Your investigation, where has this stone dwarf taken your friends, and why? Part 3, a Stoneface Ambassador. Characters witness a stone dwarf taking Lisette away and have a slim chance to save her. Are they going to be able to do it? Are they not? Who are these stone dwarfs, and why have the people of Sepulcher for so long refused to believe that they are real? Or at least denied that they are real. I think that it is a very well done basic adventure that is a good introduction to this world. Again, we have about 12 days left in this campaign, and if this sounds interesting to you, then please leave a comment below. Let me know what sounds interesting to you about this, why you're excited for the Dreadful Realms. Then please hit the like button and subscribe.